Hello, and welcome to episode 31 of the MisanthroPod. I'm Snipe, and as always, I am joined by drummer Butt. Say hello.
Hello.
And Wib. Say hello.
Hello.
How are you guys?
I'm okay. How are you, Matt?
I'm good, apart from a good chunk of my skin falling off. All is well over here.
Oh, that's just France leprosy. You get used to that in about 6 months. That's fine.
All the skin sloughs off, and then you're just a skeleton, and then you regrow your skin. It's fine.
I think there's something in between skin and skeleton, Matt. I'm not sure if you're aware. I mean, yeah.
No.
It's
all skin all the way down.
Double skin.
Okay.
Either that or I have very large bones.
The more you know.
Very muscular bones.
Very muscular bones. But yeah, so this week it what?
No, carry on.
What?
Carry on.
Okay.
I'm fine, by the way.
How are you?
Oh, thank you, drummer Matt. Thank you for asking how I am. I'm fine. Well, I was until, betrayal happened, but I guess I'll just have to get over it.
Well, I live with you. I know you're all right.
Do you? Do you really?
Yes.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well,
Not anymore.
well, you're as all right as anyone can be in this nightmare hellscape of a world that we're in.
Ain't that the goddamn truth? Okay, so anyway, let's talk about literally anything else.
We do have one thing to mention in case anyone didn't notice it, is that we did a little cameo on someone else's channel. Would have been last week.
Yes, we did.
If you watch the popular 40k web series, If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device, we did a cameo in that. We play the Titan. Both of us do. It's both of us shouting at the same time.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so the podcast, but in short form.
Yeah, pretty much. And scripted and
Good
and animated.
and yeah, good.
Over on Alpha Booster's channel. So
check out Alpha Booster. Fucking as if you're listening to us and don't know who Alpha Booster is.
Yeah.
As if you fucking don't know who he is. If you don't, I'm fucking ashamed of you.
But yeah, so we did a cameo on someone else's channel, so that's kind of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
It's very good. It's very fun.
It was finally to be a part of something so beautiful.
The funny thing is, we recorded that last year, so and we just haven't talked about it. So every time someone said, you should totally do a cameo in text-to-speech, or, oh, you'll never do a cameo in text-to-speech because Alpha Booster thinks you're weird.
Well, I did draw him super buff and shirtless that one time.
Yeah, but he forgave you.
He did. He's a very gracious man. Either that, or he hasn't finalised the police paperwork yet.
Well, you got to keep the people who are possible assailants sweet.
Yes.
So it doesn't escalate.
Well, I've been instructed not to comment any further.
So yeah, that happened and that was fun. And I guess there's also that whole E3 thing that happened.
The what?
E3.
What's that?
The Entertainment Electronic something else.
Penny Arcade Expo. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, isn't it Electronic Entertainment Expo?
One of the three stands for ego, I'm sure, judging from the people who do the presenting.
Yeah. Well,
preach.
Well, just like last year, we have a very specific technique for dealing with E3, which is we don't watch it.
Yeah, we don't watch the weekend of fucking advertisements and people sitting there at the screen going, you're all fucking stupid, give me your money.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that at some point, professionalism will dictate that we will have to pay attention to it properly.
But we're kind of half obliged to now, and we're just crap at things.
Well, what we do is we wait till the whole thing's over, and then we go through and see what everything that was announced in every trailer that was given out. And then we go and watch the things we give a shit about, and then we don't feel like E3 is that bad.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm sure if I actually sat down and watched every bit of it, then I'd be fucking sick of it.
Oh, last year I watched some live stream of it. for like 5-10 minutes, and I was just so fucking bored. So even if the games are interesting, it's so focus tested, and it's just there's no love there, and it's just horrible. Maybe I'm just like dead inside and I can't feel emotions anymore. That anything that isn't apathy, but who can say?
Who can say?
Who can say?
So we thought that probably the best way of doing this is to go through a bunch of the trailers that we did pay attention to and kind of talk about them a bit.
Yeah,
that sounds good. My one input into this is that the best news from E3 did not have a trailer.
Which was?
There is a mainline Game Freak Pokemon game coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I heard about that actually.
Yeah, not till
That
like
sounds pretty
it's
fun.
like they said they were developing it, but there's like they didn't name it or do anything. Like they just said, right, we are making one. And I don't know if that's going to be like parallel to 3DS or it's going to be, I don't know. They didn't say anything. They just said they've just started work on a mainline RPG Pokemon game for the Switch. Which, when that comes out, I think I'm not going to have any arguments left to not buy one of these things. Because
No, I get you.
I mean, saying that, I've not played a Pokemon game, like one of the actual main ones, since Gold, back on the Game Boy Color. So it's been a while.
You gave that to me.
It's been a while. Yeah, because,
I need to change the battery in that, actually, because it's just died and all the saves, like, it just can't save on it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, the actual battery in the game?
Yeah, the game, like, all the saves have been wiped.
Oh, wow.
I'm really upset because on my Pokemon Yellow, I caught all the Pokemans, and I got the little diploma that is like, congrats, you're a fucking loser. Go home now, or whatever it says. I'm paraphrasing.
Go outside and play
Go
Pokemon
outside,
Go.
you fucking nerd! Yes, sir.
So you pick up your phone and take Pokemon Go outside.
Shut up.
As a brief non-E3 aside, fuck you, Matt, by the way, because now we too are members of the Church of the Holy Jumping Fish.
I fucking hate you, Matt.
Yeah.
I hate you so much.
Well, I didn't realise that you didn't know what it was, otherwise I wouldn't have said anything.
We're talking about Magikarp Jump, by the way, for the people at home.
And I assume anyone who listened last time was like, oh, I wonder what that is. They're now as absorbed as we are, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And the thing
really.
is, it's literally, there is nothing to it.
No.
It's like every single time you're it's like, it's not even like trying to hide it. It's like every single boss you fight is 10% harder, and every time you level up, you get them to 10% higher JP, like jump power, and then you earn the experience 10% faster. So literally every single level, nothing changes, apart from the numbers look different. But in terms of like
Apart from
how
maybe the
long it
colours of
takes-
your Magikarps.
yeah, but even then you can't get that much, and it's like it's not even hiding it, and yet somehow I can't stop playing it. It's the worst and also the best.
Managed to create this incredibly flawed yet engaging game.
Yeah.
I don't know how
The
it
best
worked.
part, the best mini game is what Drummer Matt kept posting on the WhatsApp, was naming things like fish like your wang. So the fucking Mayor Carp comes in and goes, "Wow, your wang is really strong."
Yeah.
He congratulated me on. It's like, "Wow, your titties are doing really well." I'm like, "Thanks."
And yet, see, that is like completely juvenile and nothing, and yet that's possibly the best part of the game, and yet somehow the game is amazing. I don't understand
It's fantastic
how
if
that's
there's
a
something
thing.
to do on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. But anyway, back to E3 things. I could go through the Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, sure. We'll go through Nintendo first.
Since it started with the Pokemon announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
There is Mario Odyssey, which we got a bit more of a fancy trailer for.
Yeah, we got more pimp hat Bowser.
Yeah, he's fucking...
Oh, he's a suave boy.
He's still a suave boy.
He's a suave boy.
And I like that when you see him, you see Peach, and she's got a little bouquet of flowers, and they're little piranha plants.
I know!
Yeah,
I
it's
love that. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah.
That was so
It's so
good. Hang
cool.
on, let me get my notes. I sat there and I took notes.
Yeah, I did the same after you sent me my homework to watch all these videos. Because I'd read about a lot of things, but I hadn't seen any of the trailers, and you were like, I think you should probably watch some trailers. And I was like, okay, I'll do my homework.
Okay, do you guys want to hear... Like, I only took 2 notes for Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
One of which is dinosaur underlined twice.
Yeah.
The other is possession hat, implications horrifying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because He has, like, a hat with eyes that possesses people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit unsettling, I find.
You see, one thing that I wondered, well, actually, there's two things I wondered, which is why the band that you see playing, you only see the back of them, why the singer appears to be Carmen Sandiego.
Well, that's where in the world she is.
She's playing in New Donk City.
Well, yeah.
That's the name of the city, by the way, Matt.
That's how you know you've made it. You got to New Donk.
Yeah.
New Donk City.
Yes.
I don't think donk is rude, but it sounds like it should be.
It sounds like it should be.
It's kind of like, yeah, wang and wank and dong and just all of those words all put in a blender.
Wow, your new donk is doing really well at jumping.
But yeah, I sort of thought about it, and I think that maybe this whole being able to live in the bodies of his enemies might actually give Mario a new like inner growth.
Explain.
So, you know how a lot of people who act out and are angry are usually dealing with some kind of internal pain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say Goombas, the reason that they mindlessly charge at Mario is probably because, I don't know, maybe they
had a hard upbringing.
had a hard upbringing.
Father was an alcoholic.
Yeah, something like that. And
But can you imagine domestic abuse in a Goomba situation? Is that what you're fucking putting in my brain
look,
right now?
I didn't bring that up.
Okay.
I just said he had something going off.
Sure.
You were the one who were making it specific.
Okay, fucking alright, fine.
So when Mario enters their body, does that mean that he feels their pain? Will he now understand the enemies that he's dealing with? Does that mean that the next Mario game he will actually be mostly a very introspective thing where he's about to jump on the Goomba and then goes, but no, he's hurting. He doesn't need someone to stamp on him. He needs someone to listen.
Are you saying that the weird-looking eyeball possession hat is a metaphor for empathy?
Look, I'm not saying that it is, but
You're
I'm
not saying it is.
until the game comes out, you can't say it isn't.
Yeah! Drama Matt, help me.
Also, the song's really catchy.
The song is amazing, and it does seem to be, from what I assume, is that it's actually written for that trailer or for the game, right? Because it seems like it's not singing
Well,
about
it's singing
like
about collecting
Odyssey
stars.
and collecting. Yeah, exactly. I was like, they got someone like you can't just write a catchy song on demand. That's not how it works.
It literally name drops the name of the console in it. So.
I didn't notice
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Well, I mean, like, talking about music, like the Rabbids, Super Mario and the Rabbids thing, that music, like, the song for that was way better, because it was just a band who were like, we really like AC/DC.
Yeah, we'll go on to that then. The Mario, what's it called? Fucking Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Whatever the fuck it is, they give them, like blaster guns, and then they put, like, AC/DC-esque music on it.
Yeah, do you remember when the Rabbids were like fucking Rayman?
You mean when they were, like, the minions of Ubisoft?
They still are.
They still kind of are. I mean, they're way more soulful than fucking minions. But I mean, like, there was that the dev was like so proud, and I don't want to have a go at it because he was so proud of his creation, and I'm like, oh.
I mean, think about it. If you were a game developer and you managed to get your characters in a game with Mario, and not like Smash Brothers, you actually like have a Mario game where it's just like a crossover, because there's that and Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, and
Oh, I forgot all about that.
and that's you can kind of count things like Mario Kart crossing over with like Donkey Kong, but
Still a bit.
yeah, there isn't that much that's been in it. I mean.
So I can imagine, like, yeah, that guy's just like fucking made it with these stupid rabbit things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
that were in Rayman.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been I've never really been interested in the Rabbids games.
No, me neither.
Mostly because they kind of remind me of Minions, and that kind of sours me on them a bit. But I know some people really like them.
They've been around for way longer than Minions, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because Minions are relatively new, and those things have been around for ages.
Yeah. Because the actual game itself is not developed by Nintendo. And you can fucking tell.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to look, you just kind of see...
It's
like,
very Ubisoft,
well,
the trailer.
the fact that they've got Mega Busters, like...
Let's get Princess Peach to shoot a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And there's just like there's subtle things about it that really show that it's from Ubisoft and not Nintendo. Right down to the fact that, the song, because I actually noted what it was, is a song called It's All for Rock and Roll by a band called Airborne.
Airborne / not AC/DC.
Yeah.
They're Australian.
Oh, good.
So
apparently we all sound like
all
that. I bet
sound
you
like
if I sang fucking like Mary Had a Lamb, I'd sound exactly like fucking AC/DC.
Well, the thing is, the singer for not anymore, because the singer for AC/DC at the moment is Axl Rose, so...
We don't talk about that.
Hey, it works! It weirdly works.
No.
Yeah, I only know about
Axl
Airborne
Rose
because
is a fucking
we saw... Yeah, but, I mean, he's got a good voice when he can be asked.
When he can be asked.
No, it was great because we saw him at Download, actually. No idea who they were, and we just caught them on the main stage, and we caught them. And then in between, it was like, okay, these sound, fine, whatever. We've not got anyone else to see, so we'll check them out for a bit. And then afterwards, he was like, good day, come on! And we're like, oh, fucking hell, he's Australian. he's like aggressively Australian. And I was just like, I mean, excuse my accent then was just not even, but yeah.
No, mate, it sounded like you were putting on like a London-esque accent, so it was just like...
Well, I mean, that's kind of where the Australian accent sort of came from. A lot of it. But anyway, that's not probably...
You sure you want to go with that?
Yeah, I'll stand by my... I'm not even...
Only because you're a fucking continent away, you little fuck! Come over in here and say that, I'll fucking light up the room with you.
What's any
I'll shove a light bulb up your fucking ass. Energy saving.
Alright.
Anyway, back on... Can we go back to Mario Odyssey for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Because I had 3 notes on this, one of which we've already mentioned, which is the piranha plant flowers. My other 2 notes are, one of them is oddly similar to yours.
Okay.
It just says Players T-Rex underlined.
Yeah.
I like it how it has a tiny little mustache.
Yeah, and my other note is Give Things Mustache Simulator.
Yes, yeah, no, that's good.
Because you just get to go around and giving everything mustaches, which is just the greatest.
Isn't it weird,
Chuck on
though?
a tank or something, and it's like, you know what,
it's like,
fine.
fuck it, yeah,
that would have made the
yeah.
Vulcan Raven fight way easier.
But isn't it weird how there's, like, things in it that are not photorealistic, but way more realistic than everything else? So there's realistic humans.
Yeah, and they just look like creepy longmen.
The T-Rex is, like, almost realistic.
Yeah.
But then you've also got Yoshi, like, in that world, in the Mario universe, who should kind of look like a T-Rex or a raptor if you're going by movie logic.
Well, maybe that was Yoshi.
Okay, if that dinosaur is Yoshi, then I'm fucking sold.
That's what Yoshi... when they go into like the realistic human world, that's what Yoshi becomes.
Yeah.
If that turned out to be true,
amazing.
I would go out and buy a Switch tomorrow
Fucking
to
A.
buy Mario Odyssey.
Although I really don't want to watch that T-Rex lay an egg. In like hyper-realistic detail.
Oh god.
It just keeps cutting back to Well, you don't see it, you hear it, and
You hear it.
and it's just focused solely on Mario's face as you see his innocence pour out of him. All in all, Mario Odyssey is going to be a very dark game, and I approve.
Yeah, no,
it's the dark turn the series needed.
Yep.
Well, it's like with the whole realistic thing. I remember like at the initial trailers, like a year ago or so. I remember them looking way more realistic.
That's because there was more stuff in New Donk City in the old trailers.
Donk City.
New fucking Donk City.
I don't believe that's what it's called. I just don't believe
yeah. It sounds like this is a massive joke and they're all going to turn around and go, it's just a prank, brah.
In fairness, I could have said anything, and because you don't know what it is, then you would have been like, yeah, no, okay. The fact that I've said New Donk City,
New Donk City
is probably more insane than if I'd have said, I don't know, like New Hymanville. Yeah, okay.
I bet you that's like that's a part of New Donk City.
That's just a suburb, yeah. Popping out to the Heims.
Fuck off.
Moving swiftly on.
Please.
There's 2 things that there's not really anything to say about, but there's 2 Metroid games announced.
Yeah.
Which there was Metroid Samus Returns, which is not to be confused with Metroid 2 Return of Samus.
How could you ever get that confused?
Which is like a 2D Well, it's in 3D. It's a 2.5D sort of deal on DS. Metroid game, and also they did like a teaser trailer for finally doing Metroid Prime 4.
Nice. I bet Metroid fans are like relieved because it's been a fucking while.
Yeah, I've got no real history with the Metroid games, but I know how much people wanted that, so I'm kind of it's that one thing where I'm like happy for other people, you know?
Yeah.
But unless there's anything else Nintendo did that kind of sparked any interest, we'll move on from Nintendo.
Just Pokemon.
Yeah. Also, there's a new Pokemon Go update where they put in raids and they've changed how gym works.
I saw the other day that the gyms were down. But are they back up again now?
They were back up again, and now you can't have more than one and the same Pokemon in any gym, which is fantastic because it's completely smashed the fucking Blissey meta.
Yeah.
Also, like, apparently a lot less bots we've noticed because it was lousy with bots recently.
Okay.
Leading up until this update.
Well, people using
it was like spoofers, like GPS spoofers, and just fucking messing around. And all of these people are like max level, and they all have like an amazing 2,000, 3,000 like power points, fucking blissies, and they just put them all in a gym and are just like, fucking deal with it.
Yeah, and we know that they are using spoofers because I've literally been at one of the gyms while someone's taking it over, and it's like a gym where there's like 100 feet all the way around it, completely empty, so I knew they weren't there.
Yeah, exactly. So before anyone's just like, you're imagining it, we're fucking not.
Yeah, I know for definite that I'm not.
So yeah, hopefully they've sorted that out.
Oh, nice. That's good. I have to go out for a wander a bit.
Yeah, after this we're going to go out and have a bit of a poke walk. We're actually going to go outside, Matt. So good.
Nice. Yeah.
So what else we got?
What else we got?
Oh yeah, there was Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus.
Wolfenstein 2, well, you don't get much gameplay. You get the kind of like the fancy kind of look at my tweened gun pointing, which is like fine, but that does look pretty fun.
Yeah.
From what I can see, that looks good.
Yeah, it looks suitably gory and dramatic once it actually gets into the gameplay. You want to know my top note from this one though? Right in the start, when you've got the girl wandering past and she's like going, oh, hi to everyone. She says hi to someone called possibly Bill or hi someone, and he's got excellent dungarees on and I really want them.
Okay.
I've been all jokes aside.
That's what you took away from the Wolfenstein
I've been looking in clothes shops for the last about month because I really want to buy dungarees.
Well, that's a mental image for everyone at home.
That sounds fantastic. Yeah. I know. I was in Primark the other day and they were selling dungarees.
Oh yeah, there's everywhere. Everywhere has girl dungarees. Everywhere, yeah. Because we went when I was back in the UK. I was back for like a day either side of download, and on those days I managed to see two groups of people and also go to Primark while I was home just to see if they had dungarees. And they do, but only for
I did
girls.
send you that image of that Pokemon shirt that I was like, that is so drama mad.
Yeah. Thing is, I already have a Pokemon shirt, so I can't. It seems a bit silly to buy a second. Although
I found a Pikachu hat that had like Pikachu ears as well,
nice,
like a flight brim, and it was like,
excellent.
That's so you.
Yeah. Where was that? I want that.
That was at a toy shop in the main town.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, look, we went in there. That's the same toy shop that has a wall of Funko Pops, and you kind of want to burn it down, but you know that's illegal, so you shouldn't.
Yeah, I know which one you mean.
Yeah.
I actually realised the other day, like, Funko Pops are the new Beanie Babies.
They're worse.
They were
like,
cool. I like the
like
idea
Beanie Babies were never cool.
No, Funko Pops. Like when
Funko Pops are all they're just so homogenized and garbage.
Yeah, they are.
There's like maybe one in every 8,000 that's okay.
I think some characters do work in the style, but most
Kali
don't.
Zora. Because I bought that Fashion Sarah like a couple of Christmases ago, and it was fine. It's like, yeah, it's cute. But then it's just like, let's just make everything... Like, there's a Finding Dory one that is, like, the worst thing imaginable.
Yeah.
But anyway, we should stop talking about how shit Funko Pops are and start talking about
We actually have a concise list of things to talk about for once.
Yeah.
And we're just spiralling off that.
I don't think anyone expects otherwise.
Well, yeah.
My favourite part of the Wolfenstein II New Colossus trailer was... you kind of see, like, it's like a hospital... And BJ's in bed, and he falls out, and he's kind of lying there, and he's like, wow, I'm fucked. And you see a lady body come in, a pregnant lady, like, body, and she kind of holds him up, and he puts his head on her belly and goes, wow, you got fat. And I think that's the funniest shit I've ever seen. I'm a very simple woman. I thought that was fantastic. So yeah, that's why I want to get the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that and I do mean to go and actually play through the previous Wolfenstein game.
Same. I kind of left that alone after a while.
One thing that will be interesting to see is if they make this new Wolfenstein a little bit more fast-paced than the previous one, considering how well Doom did.
I really hope so, because I loved the pace of Doom.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking fantastic for a first-person shooter.
Yeah. Because that's sort of the problem is once you've been playing that for a little bit, every other kind of first-person shooter feels a little slow and sluggish.
Clunky, and bleh. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks fucking great.
It looks good.
I really like the characters you see. They all seem quite fun.
Yeah.
So, and the little live-action segments at the start are fantastic.
It was
that
like the
trailer.
MGS4 intro of like flicking between TV channels.
Yeah.
Like Liesel, like the big
Liesel
fucking...
was adorable. I want one.
Liesel, she burned a car.
I know.
She's a very naughty girl.
No, but like if you say like go and attack that thing, you can't then tell her to stop. Like she's just trying to help.
Okay, I'm not mad at Liesel.
No.
I'm just mad at the owner for not, like, training her better.
I like the idea that it's like saying, I mean, if the Nazis would have won World War II, I mean, obviously it would have been bad, but Lassie would have been so much more badass.
Because Lassie would have been a giant mech.
Apparently.
Apparently.
With a flamethrower tongue.
Yeah.
And whilst I'm not saying that I agree with them ideologically, I'm saying that their version of Lassie is better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, what was that thing with like the guy popping acid at the end and seeing the little chameleon?
I have no idea, but
That seemed like did you guys just go, I wonder if we can get away with this?
What?
I mean, fine, they did. You didn't see that?
I didn't notice that bit apparently.
Yeah, it's like just at the end, it's like some guy like and a girl, like, they pop out with, like, guns, and they go, like, the woman runs off, and the guy pops a tab of acid, and, like, a fucking properly 2D animated chameleon, like, falls out of his pocket and just starts dancing off, and he's like, no, you can't, what are you doing? You know you're not supposed to be out there, and it's like, the fuck? And then it just stops.
Is that a real thing?
Yes!
Yeah.
Don't you fucking...
It's really well done as well.
It is.
It's really well implemented.
Strange.
It's full on, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like, style thing, because obviously, the, like, realistically rendered, like, characters, and then just a literal cartoon character.
Also, I just remember my other really favourite moment. The guy with the robot hand eating like a cookie.
Yeah, smashing it on his head.
Smashing himself in the face with it.
They're all briefing, and there's like a lady talking. He's like, okay, we've got to do X, Y, Z. And like, this guy picks up a biscuit with his robot hand, and he slowly moves it toward his face, and everyone slowly stops talking and turns to look at him. And then just as he's about to put it in his face, it starts bashing it into the side of his head. And they're all like, I thought that was funny. Again, very simple humour.
No, it was very excellent. Oh, I've just watched that scene. I didn't. It was like a post-credit scene of the trailer.
Yeah.
I just as soon as it gets to the end of it, I'm just like, nah, okay, next one. I had to get through a lot of homework, guys.
Oh, I get it.
I like how we're the ones that that didn't leave our homework till the very last minute, and yet you're the only one of us that went to university.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but people also value Matt as a valid member of society.
That's true.
So he's kind of earned that.
Yeah.
I don't know, not at the moment. I'm a retiree now, and I'm just a sponge.
Hey, dude, like fucking Solid Snake retired at like age 25. So I think you're allowed to retire.
Yeah.
At like age, what are you, 50 now?
Yeah, close.
Yes, something like that. That's fine.
Younger than you two fuckers.
Fucking prick. Not by much.
I'm old,
yeah.
So we also have another one, which is another game that's very heavily anticipated for a very long time. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yes.
Finally got a proper, real pre-rendered trailer.
Yep.
So I thought my first impression was I thought it was a very brave choice to film the trailer in 144p. I mean, it could have been my internet connection, but more realistically, it was the video. It was the actual trailer, right?
As far as my understanding goes, this is a prequel to Beyond Good and Evil, so I think it's intentional.
Okay. Yeah, they want it to look archaic.
Yeah, they're really making it authentically lo-fi.
Sometimes, like every single other trailer I watched in HD, and it was fine, but this trailer refused to play at anything above 144.
That's
I was like, I didn't even know YouTube went down to 144. Like,
oh yeah.
like this isn't 1440. This is 144. Like,
Yeah.
Are you talking about the year? It's not 1440.
Not 14. Even like in 1440, they were still watching things at like 360p.
Yeah.
They weren't that
Exactly,
fucking
yeah.
primitive.
oh, ridiculous.
But no, I mean, I never played the original Beyond Good and Evil.
I have
and
honestly never heard a bad word against it. Though.
yeah, I've always wanted to, and I'm definitely going to now after seeing that trailer, because whilst the trailer, like, I think that the monkey maybe swore a bit too much.
I think immediately what hit me
No,
is
I don't think
swearing, and I do swear a lot. But I would say that the monkey's voice actor feels like maybe he's not used to swearing
like that much.
because it did not sound natural at all.
Yeah, something sounded kind of off about it, but it completely pales into insignificance by how the first half of that trailer is pretty much the chase scene from The Fifth Element,
And it's perfect.
and I am totally okay with that.
It's so good. Everything, yeah, it just looks like the chase when Lulu falls into Corbin's cab.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, that's not fair. That's abusive. I
yeah.
love it.
Like just the general design of things, and even the music was kind of similar to like the Fifth Element kind of soundtrack. Like it's just
That was good.
and it kind of hits the place in me that really likes certain kinds of sci-fi, and yeah, I just watch that and go, damn it, I just want to play that now. And to be honest, even if this is like a Dawn of War 3 situation where the trailer like looks nothing like the final game, I'm still kind of happy because at least that little trailer was made, and I think it's just a cool little thing that
It is a really
exists.
cool little thing. So yeah, I really hope that's going to be good, because otherwise I think, I don't know, people will march into the Ubisoft offices and decapitate everyone there. Quite frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like one of the few franchises that people care about that
really
Ubisoft
care
have
about.
control of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was a really, really cool pre-rendered trailer.
Yeah.
I hope that they deliver with that amount of kind of uniqueness and just life and fun.
Yeah, no, that's one of my notes is literally fun. Like, it just looks like it's not taking itself seriously. It's not trying to. I don't know. It's just fun. Yeah. No, my slight issue. I mean, I did really enjoy the trailer. I see the setting seems really cool. It's like, you know, futuristic but a bit like shit, and those sort of not quite steampunky, but like, you know, those sort of it's the future, but actually everything's a bit bodged together and it's not that shiny. And yeah, I love those sort of settings.
Yeah, I love that kind of aesthetic. It's so much more realistic than, like, as much as I do quite like Star Trek's just too shiny and perfect.
yeah.
As I think if we ever get, like, to space travel and hanging out with different species, it's going to be something like Red fucking Dwarf. It's going to be garbage.
It's going to be Red Dwarf, or it's going to be Alien.
Yeah, that's literally it. So I do like that. Yeah. But no, they've managed to kind of go, like, make it look like a lot of fun and still make it look quite dystopian and shitty.
Yeah.
I guess in a little while we'll see what the actual game looks like.
Oh yeah.
Because
Looking forward to that.
I have.
It's a Candy Crush clone.
Well, I mean, it could be like like you guys. I didn't play the original, and I'd heard good things about it, but I've no idea what even genre it is. To be honest, it could be like an RTS. It could be it could be you know, bloody Beyond Good and Evil Jump or something like, you know, along the Magikarp vein. It could be anything. I have literally no idea what.
Yeah, it's Magikarp Jump. That's what it is.
You just make the monkey man jump.
Yeah.
And every time you press him, he says "fuck."
Fuck.
I didn't get that. I didn't get this. It seemed quite natural to me when I watched it. I was like, in my head, it was like he's just been given a script with it in, like, you know, proper Queen's English, and he's just, because he's from London or whatever. That's just, he was like reading it how he naturally reads. Like, I got complete opposite.
Fucking lovely.
Yeah, I don't know. It was.
If you met anyone from there, like, that is how people seem to talk. I don't know. I didn't get that at all, to be honest.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
fair enough, mate.
Yeah, it's just like the pig guy. Like, it sounded really natural from him, but it did. I don't know.
Oh god, wasn't that like a great model? He was so gross.
Yeah.
He was so fucking gross. That was amazing.
But yeah, no, who knows? It may be just one of those things, like, you know, when you hear you know how sometimes you hear people's voices and it doesn't sound, it's like they don't sound right, like, especially when it's voice actors.
They
It's
don't
not,
fit a face.
and it's kind of a very subjective thing of, like, sometimes you go, that person doesn't fit their face, like, when it comes to a character, and you're like,
Yeah.
maybe it's just a bit of that, you know.
Yeah,
I will say one thing that is all is forgiven with all that. They put a Wilhelm scream in
Yeah,
it.
that was
Oh,
my
yeah, they
other
did.
note.
So,
Yeah. For home screams always.
That was another note of yours too.
So after a Ubisoft trailer that had us kind of hyped, There's also the Assassin's Creed Origins trailer. If you watch that, Matt.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, is this the one in Egypt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it. I haven't seen it yet, actually.
Yeah, it's just... Oh, yeah, assassins are a thing. Also, Egyptians are fucking mad, like, awesome. Because we know our gods and stuff. And then he just slides down a pyramid and fights in a group of people, and I just can't be fucking arsed.
Yeah, but he, like, assassinates a crocodile.
He does not assassinate a crocodile. He, like, fucking whacks it to pieces, and it's like, oh, shit.
And then he has a fight with the basilisk from the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
Which
And
I was not expecting.
no, but even then, it's like, I gave up. I checked out on the Assassin's Creed franchise so fucking long ago.
Yeah.
Like, the second one was the last one I completed.
Yeah.
And then they brought out, like,
The original second one, not the second one or the second one.
the original second one, like the actual second one, not the fucking whatever.
Not Brotherhood or Revelations.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, okay, just it's like the whole like, let's just jingle the keys in front of the face, like, oh, people like this guy, let's just keep fucking forcing him down their throats. It's like, no, a lot of the time, like, just a little is more than enough. If you force it, you ruin everything and make yourself look like a complete twat.
Yeah.
You see, I had an interesting... I tried to play Black Flag a few months back.
Yeah.
And I played the original Assassin's Creed games on Xbox, actually, before our 360 died.
Yeah.
And it was fine because I played those sort of games on console then. Since then, I've played most of those sort of games on PC, and I've just got used to playing everything at 60 frames a second. So then when I went to play Black Flag on the PS3, and it runs at sub 30 most of the time, I was just like, this is unplayable now.
Literally unplayable.
Yeah. But the Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins, I'm having trouble remembering what that fucking title is, because it's so generic.
Like Assassin's Creed generic,
yeah.
like, not prefix, suffix.
Because it is... Like, I was watching it, and I was like, oh, there's hippos, there's giant snakes, there's crocodiles.
Yeah.
And
there's the giant snake boss from fucking Resident Evil.
And he
like,
uses those cool Egyptian swords, which I forget the name of. And I was like, okay, I had a slight amount of interest. I was like, for an Assassin's Creed game, I'm more than average interested. And then it got to the end and instantly was like, pre-order and get a bonus mission. And I'm like, okay, I don't care again. I don't care.
No, I don't fucking care. Let's just carve everything up piecemeal because consumers are stupid little pigs we can milk for as much money as we fucking like. Also, there's probably microtransactions.
Oh, definitely.
Seriously, please don't pre-order things.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I feel like we shouldn't have to say it, but we really do.
Yeah, it's like, we appreciate, like, you can get hype, and yeah, they do cut out a lot of content, but if you pre-order, they will keep doing that, and it'll get... Like, do you remember augment your fucking pre-order? With Deus Ex Human Revolution. Do you fucking remember?
Mankind Divided.
Whatever it was, I don't fucking care. Do you fucking remember, humble viewers / listeners, how they thought you guys, like, all of us, were all so fucking stupid and ready for milking that they'll just fucking, yeah, fuck you guys, we want you to fill up our money tube to a certain point that we feel is maybe pleasing us, and then we'll give you some more content.
Why do you think they keep their money in a tube?
Yes, the money tube. The content tube.
Honestly, if you were to say that at, like, Ubisoft and EA and Warner Brothers offices, there was just a giant tube that they filled up with money, and that's just how they judge their self-worth, I'd go, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, don't even get me fucking started about, like, the modern day gaming industry and how just whales, fuck off. Just drives me fucking nuts.
I know what you mean by going Wales, but...
Not the country.
You know what? I just don't like
done?
Wales. I don't like Wales the country, and I don't like Wales the animal. Where do they fucking get around with, like, having toothbrushes for teeth? It's stupid. Fucking die out already.
Not all of them have baleen.
Bless you.
That's what it's called.
I don't care. Oh, of course they have fancy names for their fucking, like, floor brush teeth. I don't care.
Well, look, you've got to have a different name for brush teeth than regular teeth, because otherwise you're going to say...
brush teeth! You know, like enamel teeth.
Yes, because that's a phrase
that is a
humans
phrase.
use.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I've got enamel teeth. If you just say teeth, like, that could literally be, I don't know, the prongs in a comb. Or like whale brush teeth, but you got to put the prefix there.
Okay.
Enamel teeth, comb teeth, brush teeth.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Right, okay.
I'm very sorry, dear listeners, but we mentioned Assassin's Creed. I think now Snipe is going to go off and get angry for a bit, which I think is fair enough. But
I'm
just
so fucking angry.
Okay, we'll move on to something that is not going to cause any anger at all.
Really?
BioWare's new property, Anthem, that got a trailer.
Oh, Anthem. This... You see, honestly, this did kind of, like, make me a... It made me a little cranky, humble listeners. I ain't gonna lie. Someone as calm as me, it might shock you, but it did. It made me a bit cranky. Not because the game looked bad, because it looks quite interesting, but the fact that they pulled the fucking bullshot mic trick. Where they were like, oh yeah, you... Okay, so it looks a little bit like Destiny. Like third-person kind of action game. You get different type of armor that gives you different properties. So you can have like tank armor and DPS armor, from what I can see.
You wear exosuits.
Yeah, you wear exosuits, and people can like jump in and play with you. Immediately, some guy jumps in called like fucking Jim or whatever, and he's Paul. He's like, hey, yeah, how you doing? She's like, oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Nice rocket launch. He's like, yeah, I got it on the weekend. It's like, I know you're not playing this game. We all know that this has been recorded in a fucking studio.
Yeah, I think...
How fucking stupid do you think we are?
Yeah, because the problem is that by doing this thing where they overlay this fake live commentary by people who are supposed to be playing it, it kind of takes away from the rest of the game, because if I was just looking at the game being played, I'd be like, okay, this looks interesting. It's kind of, explory kind of open world third person shooter. Okay, that's cool. But because I've got this constant thing in my ear, like sitting there talking over it.
Wow, isn't that storm pretty? Yeah, I love the graphics in this game. Well, it's not like that, but it's that kind of like, okay. Yeah. It's like, oh wow. Like a thing comes up, a notice comes up and goes, oh, there's a storm coming, and like the main character's like, there's a storm coming. We gotta be careful. And Paul's like, yeah, we gotta be careful of that storm. It's a big one. And it's like, look, no, like we actually watched this, and we were like we watched it together, and we were like, the fuck is this garbage? It's like, no, you know what mic chat in a fucking game sounds like? Yeah, I rebound my keys. Can anyone tell me where the inventory button is? Okay, I'm gonna kick you. How do I kick you? I don't know how. Okay, I'm. Like, just get out of my game. I fucking stop trolling.
Does anyone want to give me a gun?
I don't know. You've got your own guns. Guys, how do I jump? I'm stuck in a word hole. That's what it fucking sounds like.
Someone comes on and just emits racist epithets.
Yeah, that's what that's what fucking my chat sounds like. It's not, oh wow, look at this beautiful landscape. Oh, don't worry. I brought my rocket launcher in case any bad guys come up. Thanks, Paul. I'm so glad I joined your game.
The other thing that I like is that the 4 players in it are called Paul, Michelle, Sandra, and Kim. And we all know that in any real gaming group that's like made of randos, at least one of them is going to be called something like Dong Lover 69.
And then Dick Suck 420 has joined the game.
Like, yeah, it's just so fake and artificial that...
Honestly, if it weren't for that kind of just like beating you around the head with how stupid it is, I would have actually quite enjoyed that trailer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it looks pretty, it looks interesting.
It's like they're attempting to do the kind of Destiny Division type thing of the MMO shooter. It's being compared a lot to Destiny, but it is third person, unlike Destiny. So it looks interesting, but yeah, the trailer kind of ruins it.
Yeah, we did knee-jerk pretty severely, but to be fair, that's like them sitting there banging on a pan going, we think you're dumb. We think you're dumb.
I think the thing with Jim Sterling coined the term mic trick to describe this in trailers. I think it's one of those things that either you don't care about, like it literally doesn't affect you at all, or it infuriates you. And that's kind of its only 2 settings.
Yeah. Guess which we are.
Yeah. Well, I think people, especially people who are there and things, you get so hyped up with, like, especially if you're at the convention, you in the queues and you've got people coming around like throwing free stickers at you or whatever. You get so hyped up, you just get like so into it. You're so far, like you're going so fast on the hype train. If you try and get off, it's just gonna hurt. So you kind of just have to go with it. Whereas if you look at it objectively,
these people are journalists.
These people are professional journalists. If they're getting swayed that easy, they shouldn't be in the job.
You say that. You say that. But I mean, really, how many of them are actual journalists?
Okay.
With any amount of like, integrity or anything.
Okay, well, okay.
Okay, that is a fair point, but at the same time, they are at least masquerading as quote-unquote professional journalists.
I'm not saying they shouldn't be better. I'm just saying I'm not surprised that they're not.
No, I get you.
Hey, that's my cynical comment for the day.
Hey, no. Speaking of people who are in jobs that they really, really shouldn't be and need to be better as human beings.
Oh, I think I know which one this one is.
There's Detroit Become Human, the new game from David Cage and Quantic Dream.
Oh, yes.
Oh, David Cage. What if robots had emotions, ladies and gentlemen? Game. Where's my paycheck?
What I like about the trailer is how all of the dialogue seems to have come from like some book on like
cliche
dialogue, like a book he had about it that was like 101 cliche sci-fi tropes, and he's just taken them all from there.
He's just literally gone through and just ticked them off. Like, I have to put them all in my script. Yep, there we go.
The sad thing is that it does look like it's going to be better than Beyond Two Souls, because even in the trailer, more choice is on display than in Beyond Two Souls.
But I think, because I thought this, I was like, what I like about this trailer is that it does really well at giving you the illusion that you're going to have a choice in this game. But we know full well that we're not going to, which makes that trailer awful, because it looks like something that it definitely isn't going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to play a little bit of devil's advocate,
that's dangerous,
or David Cage advocate,
the double devil.
Just to be completely clear, I don't think David Cage is the devil. I just don't think he's very good at his job.
That's kind of worse. that's more of an insult, to be honest. If he was the devil, he couldn't help it. Like,
hey, look, he can't help being incompetent.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, no, it seems like he doesn't want to help.
Well, no, it's because he doesn't want to make video games. He wants to make movies.
He wants to make the same shitty movie where, like...
But he's not good at...
Everyone nearly gets almost raped and there's a homeless scene.
Yeah. He's just not good at anything.
He wants to make video game movies and they're not good, so there's nothing stopping him making video game movies.
Yeah. Oh, I just think like one day he's just going to release a game and then people are going to get to the end of the game and go, wait a minute, I didn't touch the controller. That was just a movie.
Yeah, one day.
And it'll take people a long time to notice.
It's like apparently the Minecraft adventure mode, like the Telltale thing, you can literally not select anything and the game just carries on as normal.
Not for everyone, but for a majority of the game, you don't have to press anything.
So it's nearly like Beyond Two Souls.
It does. Detroit Beyond Human does look a little bit more in the vein of Fahrenheit, to be fair. Which is probably...
he jumps on a police drone and starts punching it.
Yeah, it's probably... Fahrenheit is probably the... in terms of an actual mechanical video game with choices that feel like they matter and different ways of going about things, I guess somewhere between that and Heavy Rain is the best of Quantic Dream.
Yeah, because Heavy Rain cut out all the stupid, like, paranormal shit.
Yeah.
That, like in Fahrenheit, you fight the internet.
But I'm talking more about...
disguise itself as an old lady.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the story things, about mechanically.
Yeah. I mean, mechanically, Fahrenheit was busted, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Heavy Rain at least had... I mean, the controls weren't good, but there was some coherence there.
I guess that's the thing, between the... Because there's only 3 Quantic Dream games, right? Of Fahrenheit, Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls. There's only the 3 of them.
What about Omicron?
That wasn't...
That was David Cage,
that was pre-Quantic Dream, though. No. I think that's Eidos.
It's bad.
But between the 3 of them, there's, like, a functional game mechanically. You know what I mean?
Vaguely.
Like, a lot of the basic thing, like the basic raw input, like, functions in Beyond Two Souls, and it barely does in Heavy Rain. But Heavy Rain has more kind of defined choices, and Fahrenheit probably has some of the most engaging gameplay when it's working. So, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a funny one.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, we can't tell much because it's an incredibly polished gameplay trailer.
However, if you really want to see something fun, there is a video on the PlayStation channel that is like a PS4 live gameplay trailer. they did at E3, and there's 3 guys, and they are giving Quantic Dream a succulent dick sucking the whole time, talking about how good they are at UI design and like how they write these such wonderful hard-hitting stories. And I'm sitting there and I'm going like, I don't know how this video is proof that there isn't a god, because
Okay, how did you get to that?
because if there is a divine entity, then he would have struck these guys down for lying. Because
maybe these 3 people who like are employed by the platform that this game is an exclusive to, maybe that's just how they feel.
No,
you don't know that.
Look, you can like Quantic Dream games. I like Fahrenheit. I kind of like Heavy Rain. I don't like Beyond Two Souls. It's terrible.
Yeah, no one does.
But like, I mean, none of them are fantastic. But I don't think it's possible to come out the other side of them, even liking them, without having significant problems with them, because they are deeply flawed games. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was just kind of interesting to watch these people complimenting Quantic Dream as if the people listening haven't seen one of them before.
Maybe they haven't.
It's like, you can compliment Quantic Dream all you like, but anyone that's played Beyond Two Souls is just not going to listen to you.
Can I make a request in advance?
Yes.
When this comes out, and then like a few years later when you can buy it for an affordable price and not whatever it comes out at, can you guys do a playthrough of it so I can find out what it is without having to play it myself?
Yes. I will play it, which will just... Oh my god.
No, what'll happen is the same thing that happened with Beyond Two Souls, is that you'll borrow it from someone, and then when you try and give it back, everyone will deny knowledge of it, so that then you just give it to us.
Yeah, nah, that's fine.
Yeah, alright, if I do my part, you don't... If I do my part, you have to do yours, like, and play that fucker.
Yeah, sure.
Fine.
Fine.
I've agreed to many terrible things for the channel.
Yeah.
Like that sexy Misty dance you're going to do when we get 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so it's fine.
That's the thing.
It's fine.
So, on this game, going back to what you said about heavily polished and things, am I the only one who thought that the graphics looked pretty wank? Like, I started watching it, and I was like, this looks like a PS3 game.
I didn't think they were, like, as fantastic.
I was just, especially then, because I thought this, and I was like, well, maybe it's just because I haven't had a console. My PS3 died years ago, and I haven't got a PS4 or an Xbone. So I was like, I've just been playing PC games, so maybe I've literally just become desensitized to how crap graphics are on consoles, right? But then I watched, that was the first trailer I watched out of all the ones I watched. And every other one that was like a PS4 trailer or whatever, I was like, well, this looks good. This looks fine. So it was like, not even after watching the good ones, going back to that, I thought it was bad. It was like, I open up with no comparison. I thought, this looks crap. It looks like outdated graphics. Like, the whole point of, like, one of the best bits about Quantic Dream, I think I know, especially in, like, the opening scene where you get a close-up of the dude's face and he's, like, singing or something. And that made me notice it straight away. And then
I didn't know you were singing. I just thought the sound had cut out.
Oh, that it's really low down audio.
Yeah, I mean, like, it does bug me, like, the Quantic Dream thing is, like, zoom in on faces so you can see the emotions.
But, like,
and I hate that. I've always hated that, and it's kind of like, especially because it didn't look as good.
Yeah, like, usually their graphics are... that's, like, one of the best bits about their games, is that they're pretty. And yet, this one, I just watched and I was like, well, this just doesn't look that great, to be honest.
I think it is harmed a little bit by one of the stylistic choices that they've done. Because, yeah, I mean, I guess it does... I didn't really particularly notice it, but... Yeah, I guess it is. It is like, not quite up to the standard.
Yeah, like to the point where I noticed it, and I'm not that picky about
but
things.
one of the things I noticed that they did is that the androids, many of them, except for the one you see in the trailer, who's like the freedom fighter, a lot of them don't really emote, so they end up looking like they're using archaic facial capture, or they're from Mass Effect Andromeda.
Wow, careful there. That's low-hanging fruit.
I forgot to mention that I wrote this in my notes that the reason why Anthem looks kind of good is because that's the game that BioWare were busy making whilst they were fucking shipping off Andromeda to whoever would take it.
Yeah, because it's not as if it's a well-loved franchise that deserves a better sequel. No, that's fine. Anyway.
No, they were too busy making their new thing.
They're too busy recording their bullshots.
But yeah, so Detroit Become Human, it's a new Quantic Dream game.
I don't think it's going to be great, but
Yeah.
What the fuck do I know?
There is one that actually we don't have much to say about.
I can't wait until the almost rape robot scene.
Or
the robot is homeless somehow.
I want to see the robot in the shower.
I want to see the robot. I want to see what kind of pants he wears.
But, like, it's already, at the moment, like, the whole Android AI thing is already starting to become a little bit like zombies about 5 years ago. And, like, they're everywhere. By next year, I feel like people are just going to be so bored of that story. Because, to be fair, that's the only story people have with AI, which is, it's an interesting story, don't get me wrong. I really like it. But, like,
it's just been done to death.
But it's just been done to death, and by next year...
It's just, it's been done a million times since Asimov did it.
I don't even know if, even if everything else, somehow the stars align and everything works out well, it's just going to be quite a boring story.
But anyway, to move on, there's one which we don't really have much of an opinion on, which is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, because we couldn't give a shit about the Uncharted series, but I know that you quite like it, Matt.
I do, but as I mentioned before, my PS3 broke many years ago, and I don't want to buy a PS4, so I think I only played the first two. I don't even think I played the third one. And then the fourth one was the last...
That wasn't like that one that was really good, and there was like a sexy part, and there was a Crash Bandicoot, and for some reason Nathan Drake's starting to look a lot more like Liam Neeson.
Well, yeah.
And the guys hold hands. This is the thing, it's like, I think I'd really, really like Uncharted, but I just don't give a fuck about the gameplay. I've tried to play it, and I just cannot stand the gameplay.
Like me, I like the sort of story-based action set-piece type game things. I have a bit of a soft spot for. The first two Uncharted I really liked, and then I never got around to getting the third, and then the PlayStation broke, and I don't think that any of them have been released off the PlayStation yet. So...
No, they haven't, because they're
and I don't, which is fair enough, but at the same time, I don't want to buy a PlayStation just for those games, and every other game I care about is better on the PC. So
yeah, no, I get you.
So,
but no, like there's certain elements that I look at it, like you'll see like stuff in trailers and whatnot, and, like the weird dancing trailer that I saw and apparently nobody else saw.
Oh, the twerking thing.
Yeah, like Nathan Drake twerking.
Yeah.
Which I still... That happened, ladies and gentlemen. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes.
If I remember rightly, it was like taunts for the multiplayer.
Whatever.
So I think we tracked it down after you mentioned it on a podcast like a year ago.
It happened, I swear. But yeah, like, there's elements and I'm just like, I really like that. That seems really well written.
Well, Uncharted is basically The Mummy.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Not the Mummy that's just come out, the good one.
Yeah, the good one.
Well, okay.
Oh, that has flopped so powerfully. Just off topic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Tom Cruise is just the worst thing in the world, which is why I drew him as Bootlegger.
Yeah.
He was the inspiration for Bootlegger.
Oh, and when I say the good Mummy, I don't mean the one from the 40s either. I mean the 90s one.
Brendan Fraser one.
Oh.
Which the 40s one is apparently quite good as well, but I've never seen that.
Does it have Brendan Fraser in it?
Nothing anymore has Brendan Fraser in it.
Oh god, he is a mummy.
Mm.
Oh god.
One interesting thing about the new Uncharted is, this is the only interesting thing I have to say about it, is that one of the characters is voiced by Claudia Black.
Oh, she's your waifu.
Who is Erin from Farscape. Which meant that I spent the entire time watching the trailer going, is that Claudia Black? Is that Claudia Black? That sounds like Claudia Black. And then it got to the end, and I looked it up, and I was like, yeah, it's Claudia Black. So
you see, he's not exaggerating. That was literally, I think it was like a 3-minute trailer. Yeah. It was like, that sounds like Claudia Black. Oh, that really sounds like Claudia Black. I bet that's Claudia. I'm just like, fuck off. I'm trying to watch the explosion.
It's like, we get it. You have approximate knowledge of all of the things.
Oh god!
But yeah, so it looks like another Uncharted game to me. But our resident expert as having played 2 of the games, what do you think, Matthew?
Yeah. Claudia Black.
Well, how did you feel about Claudia Black's performance?
Excellent as always. Is she good? I don't know.
she's alright.
Yeah.
No, I thought I don't know. I thought they weren't going to make any more of those, so it's interesting that they have. I'm sure they said that they weren't going to make any more of them, or they weren't, or that was like, the last one was the end of the story or whatever. So I don't. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I can't really have anything to say about it because I haven't played.
Yeah,
because I can't jam a PS4 disc into my PC. Apparently, it doesn't work like that.
I wondered what you were going to say then for some reason.
Well, you can. It just won't do much.
Yeah, if someone wants to buy me a PS4 so I can play it, or just even borrow one for like, you know, the 8 hours that the game is or something.
8 hours exactly. No more. You got to speed run this, Honcho.
I don't think that's a speed run, to be honest.
It would be for me because I'm terrible and I'd have to like rage quit every 5
No, I did
minutes 'cause I'm
really,
bad at
really
things.
like the first two. Actually, I've got to say, give it that. And Naughty Dog, I quite like there to be a film.
You want to do some sexy things to him, don't
Well, I
you?
quite like there to be a film, and then he can be cast as someone like Nathan Fillion or someone as him, which would be excellent.
Yeah, I can see that. I would like. I think that's the thing. I would like to see Uncharted as something I don't have to play.
Yeah. No, that's my biggest problem, is that it looks like it would be a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah, I enjoy the cutscenes. It's like I say, it reminds me of films like The Mummy. Those kind of like big like family adventure movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
I think it could be an excellent film. I don't think it would be if it was actually made, because I think whoever the producers or whatever, someone will make it.
They'd put Tom Cruise in as Nathan
They'd do
Drake.
something, and it'd just be awful.
It'd finally be an Uwe Boll movie.
Oh, no, they'd do what they did with Suicide Squad and try and make it super grim and dark. And then they'd be like, at the last minute, they'd be like, oh shit, let's put in a couple of fart noises and then just release it.
You see, that's not at all what happened with Suicide Squad, but
Prove it.
it's close enough. It might as well have been.
I found, like, we were in that toy shop and it was like 2-inch tall, like lumps of plastic that vaguely approximated the visage of characters from the Suicide Squad movie for £16.
Yeah.
Those things, like, honestly, you give me a candle and a fucking Sharpie and I'd make something better.
They were like...
And I'd charge you probably half price.
They were about on the same level as the original... Well, no, they were less articulated than the original Star Wars figures.
Oh, okay.
But cost like £16 and were about the same size. Like,
They were
Christ.
ugly as sin and everything was garbage. And it's like, wow.
But this wasn't a shop that was selling a million Funko Pops, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, also on the PS4, there is the new Spider-Man game.
That looks... I mean, from what I can see, that looks pretty good. I mean, they seem to show off like it's like a 9-minute video of gameplay.
Wow.
Yeah, although there's a lot
Like
of
a segment.
cutscenes and...
Yeah, a lot of cutscenes. Look very quick-timey, but it did look pretty fun, actually.
Yeah. Like, it kind of looked like it was using a kind of Arkham style of combat and stuff. Like,
Okay.
a more fast-paced version of that kind of combat,
Yeah,
but also with the kind of city web-swinging travel
Which
that was in a lot of the other previous Spider-Man games.
I like Spider-Man games. They're good
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, let's be honest, like, the whole, like, web-slinging, that's the selling point.
Yeah.
You got to be able to, like, fly around New York and just feel like the king of the world.
Yeah, impossible
I remember-
slinging is the best.
Yeah.
It's like you're going like down between like two skyscrapers and you're stuck swinging. You're like, well, those are the two tallest buildings around. What am I swinging off? But like, it's fine.
In fairness,
The clouds.
this new one and quite a lot of the post like PS2 Spider-Man games, you did have to actually latch onto a building. You couldn't just do what you could in the old PS1 ones. Yeah,
Which is just shoot at the sky.
yeah. I mean, I remember the old Neversoft Spider-Man games on PS1. Those were fucking great.
They were great. My brother loved those as a kid.
I remember you could have the skin as Amazing Bagman. And
You
that
could.
Was all I
That was
wanted.
awesome.
So is this new game linked to the new film? Is it like
No, it doesn't look
What
like
was
it
it?
at all.
okay?
Although, what I'm really
promising.
confused about is that in the trailer, he's referring to himself as Pete. Like, you know, he's talking to himself.
Yeah, he's like,
So-
come on, Pete, you can do it.
Yeah, it's like, so we know it's Peter Parker. And then at the very end, you see Miles, the other Spider-Man from... who's the black Spider-Man from...
Yeah.
what universe is he from?
I can't remember. But he's like filming what's going on this camera
Yeah.
phone, and they're like, hey, come on, Miles. And I'm like, what?
So are
Are
we
there
going
going
to
to be 2 Spider-Men? Because that would be amazing, actually.
Like,
but
I'm- I'm down for that. What are you doing?
yeah.
Oh, there's something interesting in it, which is that a vote Norman Osborn for mayor sign gets wrecked, so we know that it's in one of the versions of the Marvel Universe where Norman Osborn is going into politics. Because doesn't he become president in the
the
comics?
supervillain as a president. That's a fantastic thing that should only remain in fiction
Yeah.
and doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah.
This is fine. So yeah, looks good. Next up, we have Hidden Agenda for the PS4.
I think calling him a supervillain is giving him far too much credit.
Yeah, I know. Hidden Agenda for the PS4
I can't
by
believe-
Supermassive Games.
I can't believe it's you that said that. I try so hard to not go on political rants on this podcast.
I didn't go on a political rant. I was talking about how Norman Osborn is the literal fucking devil and should not be put in a position of power because he's a cunt.
Yeah, sure. That's what you were talking
That's
about.
what I was talking about.
That's what you were talking about.
Hidden Agenda, PS4, from Supermassive Games, the same people who brought us Until Dawn.
Speaking of hidden agendas, that is the best. That is the best segue you could have made.
Yeah, but no, you've done it. And no one shouts at you.
You know what? Fuck it. We're going to talk about seizing the means of production.
Okay.
No one's listened this far.
Hidden Agenda for the PS4 from Supermassive Black Hole Games. The same people who made Until Dawn. This is a really cool looking video game where you get like up to 4 players as well as the person controlling it, but they play on their mobile phones, and you got to catch a serial killer. And it's like they said that they wanted to do something interesting, and they saw like online a lot of people were doing things with Until Dawn where they'd get other people involved and like stream it and stuff, and they wanted to kind of replicate that. So you can play it solo, but you can also play it with a bunch of other people.
Yeah,
who
this looks
decide
like
things behind your back and have hidden agendas, much like Betrayal and
yeah,
House
this
on the
looks like
Hill.
an excellent idea. I think. Okay. Well done. Well done.
Yes, I really like this idea.
Yeah, I like how you got all of that out so you could move us on.
I'm gonna need a drink.
Presumably the main player plays on a controller, because that was not made clear. I was like, does everyone play on the phone? Like
I
would feel that you do play it on the
I don't
controller.
think that was communicated at all
Well,
through
I'm
the
sure
trailer.
I saw somebody on a controller.
Possibly.
Holy shit! Now you're gaslighting me.
No.
But I assume the main player plays actually on a.
Yeah, as far as I can say, as far as it looks like, I assume there's probably the option to play with a controller.
I hope there is.
But yeah, it looked like everyone would play on the phone.
Well, let's hope that there is one person with a controller, because that would be a bit butts.
I don't know why.
I mean, that's what I assumed would have to be, but like, it depends how much actually.
Why would it be a problem if someone wasn't using a controller? Well, why would it be a problem if there was one person who wasn't using a controller?
Because if you have to move
I get
a
it.
dude around, like using your phone is just not as good as using joysticks.
Yeah.
But you don't.
Do you not at all?
But you
Is
don't.
it
That's the
all
thing. It's cutscenes. It's a choose your own adventure novel, but multiplayer.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's a shame. See, I thought that would be way cooler. Like, you'd have one person like moving around, and then like everyone would vote in the background, like, oh, they hid the knife
Yeah,
here
that's
or
right.
something, and then like it would happen, and then the person would just have to find it.
Yeah, no. As far as I can see, it's like I say, it's basically a choose your own adventure thing, but everyone kind of communally decides what to do and has to try and follow their own agendas.
Okay, right.
I mean, I guess I'm slightly less excited, but it's still an
Yeah.
interesting concept nonetheless.
Yeah, because you couldn't have that person with the controller do the hidden agenda stuff. So even though they get a more physical thing, they wouldn't be getting that side of the game at all.
Well, either way, it sounds interesting.
No, okay. So apparently, Wib works for Supermassive Games,
I mean,
and is
maybe
the only person who realises this is how it's
maybe
supposed
I'm
to be
wrong.
played.
That's just what I got. What was communicated by the trailer to me. That was what it looks like.
I think I must have just projected and assumed that because it's a game on PS4,
Yeah, I
one
think-
person would have a fucking controller. Sorry, I'm such an idiot.
Hey, guys, fucking better than having to buy a Wii U and having to buy those fucking giant controllers that cost God knows how much money.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, you just have to buy a phone.
Yeah, but like, look,
Thanks, Supermassive. Now I have to go buy 4 friends to play with me, and then I have to buy them
my next
phones, and then I have to make sure that I'm paid each contract like monthly. Thanks. And then I have to buy a house in which to house all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just retreading the Penny Arcade comic about the Game
Yeah.
Boy Advance.
yeah.
So, my next question is that it looks good, but what if in a hypothetical situation you have no friends or all your friends are in a different country? Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, that is a very good point.
You can play it on your own,
Woohoo.
but they basically
Yeah,
have
like,
said that it's you can play it on your own, but it is
you're not gonna
meant
get the best
for
experience.
multiple people. So
So
like what I'd want to do is if we were to ever play that is get a couple of friends round.
Drama Matt, when are you next back in the UK?
Actually, that would. That sort of game would probably work really well as I mean, maybe they're doing this, but like as an online multiplayer thing.
That would be quite cool if you could like add friends to kind of drop in and then
Because that would even work with randos, like because then you wouldn't know the temperament of everyone. Because all you're doing is well, you're not talking to them. All they're doing is following their agenda by taking options.
Everyone has an agenda, but everyone has an agenda anyway. So this is giving people more encouragement to cock up,
double agendas,
do something stupid. I guess that's the point.
Yeah, well, it's yes, as Snipe said, it's like Betrayal at House on the Hill. Like, it's that kind of deal where except this is instead of one person having a secret agenda, everyone's got a secret agenda.
Yeah. Oh, it's like oh god, what's it called? I've forgotten.
Battlestar Galactica game?
Yeah, no, I was thinking the Dead of Winter.
That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dead of Winter.
Where everyone has their own agenda, and then like someone might be a betrayer or whatever, but they might not be. I do have my last. If you can hear me, I have my last point. Is that was the second game I watched out of all the trailers, and this one, it's pretty. Like, I guess that explains if it is all cutscenes. It explains it a bit, but this is the one that affirmed my thought of bloody David Cage game looking crap. Because I watched that one, and I was like, well, I mean, it doesn't look very good, but I'm comparing it to, PC games, so maybe. And then I saw that one, I was like, oh no, the PS4 is capable of better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is like super massive, and Until Dawn looked gorgeous.
There is also the fact that some of these games will be designed to play on the PS4 Pro, or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to just a regular PS4, and it might just be a case of that Detroit is running on a regular PS4, which is, effectively a PC from about 4 years ago.
Yeah. PC 4 years ago.
Whereas the PS4 Pro, which I hope that's the right name because I'm gonna keep calling it that, is a bit more up to date. And apparently, just like the Xbox is like 4K ready and all this bullshit.
I can't wait until the 4K fad is done with because I'm fed up of it already.
It's probably one of those things that won't be done with because it'll just be eventually the tech will get to the point where that just becomes standard. Yeah. Because it's just a resolution upgrade.
No, it's not really the thing I'm fed up with. It's people I'm fed up with going like, oh yeah, like people going, oh my god, Minecraft in 4K, that's the best thing. It's like, mate, it's a texture pack with shaders.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fucking really? It's like
but it's running at 4K. This thing that has about 15 blocks on screen at once.
Yeah, wow. Whoop-de fuck. Christ, it's like
talking about running Castlevania at like 4,000 4K.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like good graphics as much as the next person, but at the same time, they're not integral to a good game. The only reason we're bitching about fucking Detroit not looking very good is because that's what Quantic Dream have basically been coasting on, is the fact that they make really pretty things.
Yeah, because my favourite game is Final Fantasy VII, and that looks like Roblox. So.
It really does, yeah.
Like, graphics aren't everything.
Yeah, definitely, but just drives me nuts.
There was also The Evil Within 2. Got a trailer.
Oh yeah, The Evil Within 2, the game that nobody fucking asked for.
I don't know, like how popular was The Evil Within? Because
people got mega fucking hyped, and then it just went silent, which is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because I saw a good few people play it, and it's like there were some very interesting core elements, but the way it went about it looked massively frustrating, and they got a lot of things wrong. Because they had the guy from made Resident Evil behind it, wasn't it?
Oh,
It's someone to do with Resident Evil. I can't remember.
Is it Shinji Mikami? Or am I thinking of the wrong guy?
I think you might be thinking of the wrong
Possibly.
guy.
I get my Japanese developers mixed up very easily. God. Except for the ones that have weird names like Suda51 and Swery69. What's his name?
61?
61? Is it Swery61?
Swery69, yeah. There
but
we go. Swery42069.
Yeah, but anyway, I remember those guys because they don't have real names; they just have weird pseudonyms.
Yeah, but yeah, so that garnered a lot of hype behind it, and it's like, oh, this is gonna be the return to survival horror, and it really wasn't that much. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, it was interesting to look at. There were a lot of pretty things in there. Some of the monster designs were terrifying. Like, Safe Head was like, that's so weird, it's actually kind of spooky. And, like, stereotypical Japanese ghost woman, like, long ghost woman, of course,
Oh, of course.
was in there.
It's not spooky unless it's a longman.
Oh, it's like the unkillable longmens. Although I do think she is a killable longmens. So, but yeah, like the surrealism elements were interesting. But from what I can see, there was a lot of like everything lasted a little bit too long, and some things were a little bit too frustrating.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that Evil Within, I really liked the look of it from trailers, but I saw it played and go, oh, it's basically Resi 4, and
Ain't nothing wrong with Resi 4.
I can't get on with it. And I also dislike how
Neither can I, but I still appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like sacred cows, and people treat Resi 4 like a sacred cow, like it's this, this is like an objectively perfect game, and it's like, it's really not. Like,
No,
it's fine.
the only perfect thing about that is the voice acting and the script. That is immaculate, and I shan't hear a word against it. Like the whole, oh yes, I've let some of my monsters down in the sewer with you. Oh good, 'cause boredom kills me.
Yeah,
the pinnacle of writing perfection.
the dialogue is pretty good.
So good.
In that way that it's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's sort of meant to be, so it's fine. But
So
yeah, like those games, like I don't really get on with them. So I know I'm not, and this looks like Evil Within 2 looks like it's going to be more of the same. So I know I'm not going to like to play it, but I did really quite like the monster designs.
I thought that like Evil Within 2 monster designs looked really good.
Yeah,
Really spooky. I like how they seem to have amped up this surrealism factor, because that is one thing they did pretty well. Because I mean, quite early on in the first Evil Within, you get thrown down a tube of just gore. And you kind of like your character's just like covered in it, and like the texture for that looked really good. It was so fucking gross. And immediately, because you get like a bad cut on the leg before that, I was just like, "Oh mate, you are so getting infected." But unfortunately, no health. No, it's fine. But no, that's the thing. It's like I really want to like that game, but I just don't think I get on with it.
Yeah, I think the like
Also,
the surreal.
Sorry.
The surreal elements I are really quite cool. Like there's one particular image in it that really sticks in my head in this trailer. Because there's like two that I watched. There's like a gameplay one and a pre-rendered one. I know that Snipe fucking hates the music in the pre-rendered one.
I'll get onto that in a minute.
I didn't mind it. I actually really liked that trailer. But in the actual gameplay one, there's like a scene you see where I think it's like a house, and over the top of it in the sky, there's like a giant like camera eye just staring down from the sky, and it's just this really bizarre, surreal like scene. Otherwise, it just really sticks in my head because it's just so unusual and bizarre.
The music, however, I fucking hated it because it's like we're gonna slow it down and. Like a cover of Ordinary World, and it's awful. It is fucking disgraceful. I mean, I don't like that song anyway. I don't mind that song, but it was like, yeah, timing is for nerds. So let's make it slightly. It's slightly out of time. It's a little bit atonal, and it's just garbage. It's like, why don't you just use the fucking EDM cover of it? It'd be so much more fucking just scary. Because you'd be like, oh shit, it's the EDM. The EDM isn't the best.
I'm going to disagree with you on this point.
Well, hey, you're welcome to your opinion if you want to be wrong.
The slightly wonky nature of the music, I felt kind of added to the surreal atmosphere of the trailer. I won't say that it is a perfect use of that technique because it's far from it.
I'd say that it was like they'd read about it. At least once.
But I thought it was a competent use of that. That it was.
I really felt it was done badly because I mean, like Dead Space 2, with the whole like singing, like the nursery rhyme thing. I thought that was great. That was fantastically effective. Had because you know in the Evil Within 2 trailer, it starts out with like somebody singing quite high pitched and soft.
Well, it's a child.
Well, I'm not going to assume.
Well, it could be a woman, but it's meant to be a child by the sound of it.
And it's just kind of like, okay, they can't sing. This is not very well done, and it is immediately snapping me the fuck out of it. And it just drove me nuts.
Yeah, I get that, but yeah, I don't see it at all. Personally, it's fine to me.
Well, like, so, okay, I still have a problem with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you don't, because apparently that's just fucking fine in your world. But no, I mean, also, like, this thing about yogurt or milk.
It looks like white paint to me.
It's like milk. It's like, I don't know. It's like the weird, the probable vegan propaganda here.
What?
It's vegan propaganda against yogurt.
Okay.
Like, oh, look, everyone, you eat yogurt, it'll kill you and set your house on fire and kill your family. And I'm like, I see what you're doing, vegans.
It's yogurt for any British people listening, by the way.
It's yogurt for any people who don't like pronouncing things correctly.
I've got numb to hearing her say yogurt incorrectly.
The fuck, you're acting as if this is like a deal breaker for our marriage or something.
It's not a deal breaker, it's just something that I've had to just swallow and accept.
Like yogurt?
Lol.
Okay, if anyone is listening who is a vegan, I don't hate vegans. I just think it's really funny to say the words vegan propaganda, because, like, there's no way I can take anything seriously if people say those two words.
Alright.
But no, it's
That's a bit a bit offensive to actual vegans, and if they want to make propaganda.
Well, if they want to make propaganda, they're fine, but I'm completely fine to ignore it.
I'd start to try and Can you re-rail something? Like, you can derail it. Can you re-rail it? Anyway.
I'll do it. Evil Within 2 is also being released on Friday the 13th.
I imagine there is at least 10 games, like, horror games going to be released on that day, like, and that's not even going too far down into the Greenlight situation.
Exactly.
Well, Greenlight doesn't exist anymore.
No, now it's like Greenlight 2, where it's just the same thing, just again.
Steam Direct, I think it's called.
That's what I said, Greenlight 2.
Is it actually a Friday the 13th, or is it just October the 13th?
I'm pretty sure I said Friday the 13th.
Because if it's October the 13th, the chances of that being a Friday are pretty fucking crazy. I can check if you like.
October, it is a Friday.
Really? It's a Friday the 13th in October? Ooh. Oh, wow.
That's a spooky month.
I feel like we should do something then.
We should release the Evil Within 2. What are we doing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I want to do something now for that day, because that's the spookiest day possible.
We can dress up as ghosts and get drunk.
That sounds right. I'll probably be home I will probably be home on then, possibly. Because it's my birthday, like, a little bit later, so I'll probably be back in the UK.
Your birthday's on Friday the 13th.
No, it's a bit later in October. But I'll probably be home...
The 15th?
A bit later. Let's not play this game. But yeah, so we should do something where we dress up as ghosts and drink, or something.
Yeah, let's dress up in ghosts and get drunk, it'll be amazing.
And what, and that will just stream.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll just stream us just sitting on the couch, just talking about the Evil Within.
I've never done a stream before, so that'd be exciting.
Yeah, come. We'll get drunk and stream. It'll be great.
So, do you want to hear my input into this conversation? Considering, I don't know, I assume you guys know, and possibly the audience knows, that I give basically no shits about horror games because I just can't deal with them, so I just don't bother. So you're talking about the song in it, right? And you said it was EDM, meaning electronic dance music, right? What a fucking stupid genre name. It's like calling it, like, trumpet ska or guitar metal or, like, keyboard pop. It's fucking ridiculous and I hate it. Like, nothing against the music. Like, if you like that, fine. But it's a fucking stupid name.
Troy, Matt, you are the most adorable old man. I love you.
It's just like, oh, I'm just going to go listen to some of that keyboard pop. You're like, no, it's just pop music. You don't need to specify what it's made out of. Like,
I like some of that drum rap.
Fuck off. Honestly.
I fucking love that this is probably the most genuinely aggravated about anything in, like, the 10 years I've known you that I've ever heard you be about something.
EDM, drummer Matt, thoughts? Yeah, EDM seems like electronic dance music, unlike that non-electronic dance music. And dance music itself is a pretty stupid fucking name.
Yeah.
What, is there sit music?
Yeah.
I like the idea that, like, you're only allowed to dance music.
You can't sit down. That's for sit music.
That's why to ska you have to skank, because
music.
If you dance to ska, then you're breaking the law.
Ska is short for skank music. That just sounds like music for skanks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which, I mean, judging by the people who go to the gigs, i.e., like us, like,
yeah,
we're all pretty skanky. Let's be honest.
Like, what I always found really confusing is that when it comes to the musical genre of ska, that skanking is both the name of the dance and the name of the technique on guitar for playing ska music.
Yeah, Matt always skanked on stage. See, he could either be hoeing it up, which is his prerogative, no shade here, playing in a particular way, or dancing.
Yeah.
You just don't know. That's a lot of confusion at ska gigs.
Yeah.
Is that?
You don't know what angle someone's
You don't know
coming
what
from.
the fuck's going on?
We should probably try and get through the last couple of things we've got.
Okay, Far Cry 5. Right.
Was there new stuff released about this?
Yes, they released like a trailer. Well, it's kind of like gameplay kind of thing.
Because I saw the we saw the picture last time, and then since then we've seen the trailer.
Yeah, they released a picture, and then the internet fucking shat itself.
As the internet is wont to do.
As it is wont to do. Yeah, Far Cry 5, like, it starts up with like, "Hi, I'm the creative director for Far Cry 5.
Okay, right.
Or some guy. And then, like, he gets like 30 seconds in, and then he just goes away, and then the actual trailer starts. It's really fucking weird.
Oh, just before we move on, that's reminded me of something. So, Hidden Agenda, we were talking about a second ago. Like, you know, it's meant to be like it's all gritty or whatever. When you get like a hairy dude on like close up to his face, grinning, going, "Yeah, it's a really gritty game," you're like, you kind of lost all of your grit there, dude.
Well, what would you prefer? Would you prefer that he would address the viewer in like a fucking Jared Leto Suicide Squad, lying in a circle of knives, going, "This game is so dark. There's murders in it."
I would legitimately love a developer to do that. And I wholly expect whenever Death Stranding comes out that's how Kojima is going to introduce it. Lying in a circle full of knives, holding a body pillow of Mads Mikkelsen.
He's always holding that now.
Yeah,
it's like getting like to the point of like being quite creepy.
Hey, you can buy Mads Mikkelsen body pillows.
Oh, dude, Etsy, anything. I'm pretty sure you can get a Wib body pillow on there. If not, then I will have to make it.
Well, you can just go buy a Brutal Moose one, and it pretty much looks the same.
Yeah, you guys are kind of been shifting and turning into the same person.
Yeah, he stole my haircut and my look.
Mm-hmm.
If I go and get my ears pierced, then if you draw cartoons of us, then we look pretty much identical.
Yeah, this is true.
Anyway, sorry, back to Far Cry. Yes.
Back to Far Cry 5. Okay, so I am honor bound to play this game. I loved Far Cry 3. I hid it well. Fans of the channel will know this. That's not all I spoke about for like a year and a fucking half. Far Cry 4. It's alright. Blood Dragon was fucking life-changingly beautiful. Far Cry 5, it looks interesting. It's set in, I think it's Edenville. It's got Eden in there somewhere, because there's a lot of religious subtexts. Which, I say subtext, they're more like overtones, and people written religion can be harmful, and beating people in the face with that on a sign.
What I most like about Far Cry 5 is how a certain type of arsehole is getting really angry because in it you kill what appear to be religious white supremacists, and for some reason people are getting offended by that.
Yeah, I don't really want to harp on that because it's fucking stupid.
No, I just think it's really funny that some people...
Because, I mean,
you know,
some group of people will be offended by that because they'll be offended that you're killing humans, and that's fine, as long as they were offended by all the other games. And, like, I don't want to insult those sort of people, like pacifists or whatever, fine. But with the exception of them, anyone who is wound up by this game deserves to be wound up by this game. Right?
Yeah,
no, I think we can all agree.
Yeah, like, you know...
I mean, like, if you're wound up for that reason, if you're wound up because it's like you prefer Far Cry 1 or 2, then fine. That's okay. Yeah. But if it's that specific reason, just fuck off. But yeah, no, this looks really interesting. I was immediately kind of like, because apparently they made it all about guns for hire, and you can, like, hire bodies, and like, you start off and you've got, like, a sniper with you, and you send her up this water tower, and you get into position, and then you kill, like, a bunch of people, and you basically go... You ambush and you're like, and then she starts shooting, and then you bring your dog in because you got a dog called Boomer, and I'm like, it's got a dog.
Excellent.
I want a dog.
Didn't know I had a dog. Yeah,
I had a dog. Yep.
The dog steals guns
The
of
dog
other
steals
people.
guns from other people and gives them to you. Also, fantastic little Easter egg in the trailer. You crawl through a bus, and on the right-hand side, there's a little Vas Wahini.
Excellent.
Like, you know, the little Vas bobblehead I have? It's that one. Not that specific one, because that would be fucking weird. But yeah, this little Vaswahini, which leads me to wonder, is Far Cry 3 an actual game in the Far Cry 5 universe?
And are you suggesting that many people in the Far Cry 5 universe, like, got the special edition that comes with the little
I bought mine
bobblehead?
separately on eBay. Hey, I didn't buy the special edition.
Yeah.
But, like, so you're saying that, like, apparently all across America, like, I don't know, 1 in 15 people bought that special edition.
From what
and just put the bobblehead in their cars.
Well, since you see it in 2 separate locations in the trailer, then we are led to believe that that is entirely correct.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
That not only is Far Cry 3 a thing that exists in the Far Cry 5 universe, but also it was very popular enough that a vast majority of this fairly isolated town owned the special edition.
Maybe
Wow.
playing Far Cry 3 with its like hyper violence is what desensitized them to gun crime in the first place and caused the situation. Yeah.
Well, I would say I played that on, like, the hardest mode. I completed that on the hardest mode, and I was fine. I'm a completely well-balanced individual. I don't understand what you're getting at all. It's completely fine, right?
You don't even really have to say anything, it's just, like, presented without comment.
Shut up. But no. Okay, yeah. It looks, from what I can tell, it looks like it's just another Far Cry game. I'm interested to see. I mean, Far Cry 4 wasn't as fun. I mean, like, gameplay-wise,
Yeah.
it was better.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked the additions they had. Story-wise, you aren't ever going to top Vas. You're just not. That's why
No.
they put him in as the Wahini. Because that's the best you got.
I hope in Far Cry 5 that they just try and do their own thing.
They don't go, we need another big, like, larger-than-life villain.
Because Pagan Min was fine, but it was very obvious that they were trying to make another Vas. So I hope that they just try and they make their own new character that does its own thing. That's my hope for it.
Yeah, I hope so too, but who knows?
Did we find anything else out from this trailer about the game, or did we find...
It's just guns, pew-pews, there's dogfighting
Oh, yeah, we
apparently,
found that
which
dog.
looks interesting, because I remember they brought, like, the little hovery things into Far Cry 4, which were shit and no one ever used them. Because you got to a certain level and then they just fucking explode. And they'd always explode on me. The stupid little things. I don't know, maybe I was probably going over level boundaries, but I don't fucking care. Don't let me fly if that's the thing. Stupid little poodly things. I did not like them.
What, the helicopter things?
Yeah,
They were excellent. I use them all the time.
they were shit. They were the worst. I hated them so much.
I thought...
Were you just flying them into mountains?
I was not just flying them into mountains. Thanks to the vote of confidence.
Well, all I'm saying is that we've got 2 people putting forth their experience. One person had these things explode all the time and one didn't.
It's not like I was getting shot. I was just flying up high and surveying the islands.
Yeah, high, where mountains are.
Yeah, I wasn't flying into them.
They did have a height cap on them.
Well, that's probably why they kept exploding.
But you got a lot of warning before anything bad happened.
Is that what that was? Because I just thought it was meant my fuel was running low.
No.
Oh my god, and I really played like 40 hours of that game.
Yeah, no. I thought they were a little bit. They were a little bit too OP and broken because like they were everywhere and you could basically instantly travel to anywhere on the map. So I was like, well, I'm going to do it, but it was just a bit like, well, this makes everything far too easy.
I always liked just walking on foot because I found that way more interesting and engaging.
Yeah. No.
So like, I'd always kind of ignore vehicles, mainly because I couldn't fucking drive. Like, you've seen me try and drive.
What, are we talking about in reality or in games?
No,
here?
in reality, I'm a decent driver. In video games, I cannot drive for fun.
No, your level of spatial awareness in games when it comes to cars and things is ludicrously bad.
Yeah.
Fine on bikes, weirdly.
Bikes, I'm fantastic with.
Like, you play things like Saints Row and Grand Theft Auto or whatever, you drive a bike, you're fine, but
Max speed everywhere does not bother me.
But you drive a car and you'll just slam into a lamppost in seconds.
Yeah, really. It's not even, like, a joke.
It's legitimately surreal.
Scientists should study me, because this is fucking bizarre.
For that and many other reasons.
Oh, okay, we're going there. This is fine. Okay, there is, like one pretty bad thing we should talk about.
Yes.
Something that's not a trailer.
It's not a trailer, but it's just a general shitty business practice.
So, yeah, the Bethesda Creation Club.
Yeah. Sold mods, but not actually, but it is.
Yeah, it's like...
Because it went so well for them the first time.
Well, yeah. And like, yeah, they didn't. They remind you how bad it went the first time in the trailer for the new thing.
Yeah. Like, okay, for those people who might not have noticed, Steam and, well, it was like Valve and Bethesda were like, let's set up like a paid mod storefront on Steam for, was it Skyrim?
It was for Skyrim,
It was for Skyrim.
And this was last year, I believe.
This was last year sometime. They set that up, I think it was on a Friday? I remember this specifically. And within hours, people were stealing mods. There was like the whole joke of horse armor being sold. People were stealing other people's mods, uploading them and selling them. That started on the Friday. It was terminated on the Monday, I think.
It was the next week. I think it was either the Monday or the Tuesday they stopped.
Yeah, and they publicly apologised because it was a dumb fuck idea, but they did it in this really backwards way. It was like, we're sorry that the community wasn't ready for our ideas, or something like. And it was like,
yeah, we're sorry that you guys are shit.
And it's like, no, you should have foreseen this because there will always be complete morons and complete dickheads. And it was just a fucking terrible idea. And it's like, it's a nice idea provided everyone isn't a dickhead.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of dickheads out there.
I like the idea of some mod makers they use things like Patreon, which I think is probably a sensible way of going about these things.
Patreon, I think that's a great idea because that's not technically paying them. That's just going, we appreciate your work. Have some money, and I think that's fantastic. It doesn't incentivize the actual mod itself being sold.
Yeah, I mean, just for clarification, the thing that has been announced is quite different from the previous one. In the Bethesda Creation Club, regular mods are, just they're free as ever they were. But certain mod creators will create specific mods which will then go through Bethesda, so they'll tighten them up and get them localized and stuff as if it was an in-house project.
Which would be really funny because, let's be honest, Bethesda doesn't really even do that with their own games.
That is an interesting point.
It's like, so you're like, hey, mod makers, come make mods and we'll oversee it and make sure it works properly. It's like, I think you'll find Bethesda, it's the opposite way around.
Yeah, normally it's the mod makers that make Bethesda games actually function.
Yeah. So I'm just throwing that out there.
That is a very interesting point I hadn't thought about. So are you saying that mods will be submitted to Bethesda?
And they'll break them.
And they'll break them.
Yeah, they'll make them irreparably damaged.
So you'll buy a paid mod that worked to begin with, Bethesda will break it, and then
you get a free mod.
You'll have to download a free mod to fix the broken mod.
Yeah. That is fucking exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's... Since it's not out yet, that could very well happen.
Hey, I conjecture all over the place. That's my current conjecture. So.
There is also the whole Project Scorpio, the Xbox One X, as it is now known.
The Xbone X.
Yeah.
Or the XBOX.
Fuck you, Microsoft. Just call it the Xbox fucking 3 or whatever.
Like, Xbox One is such a terrible name to begin with. It's like, I think they were just trying to double down. Like, they were going at it in a way that they thought, okay, we're going to make this console have a shit name, we're going to call it the Xbox One, and then everyone took the piss out of it, and then they were like, I bet I can do better. I bet I can make it worse.
I think we should call it the Xbox Wonks.
The Xbox Wonks.
Because it's going to be wonk anyway.
Yeah. Apparently it will be able to play 4K games. It will be 4K ready.
Don't care.
Which I doubt.
Well,
will actually be available on that many games. But...
Well, isn't this one also liquid cooled?
Yeah,
like, okay, you know what, Microsoft? I don't fucking trust you with that, because I'm going to go and I'm going to press on the disc tray and it's going to spray me in the fucking eyes with liquid coolant. That's what's going to happen, and then it's going to shit itself, set my carpet on fire, and then you're going to expect me to buy a fucking new one.
Yeah, I think the whole debacle with the Xbox 360 meant that there's a lot of people who don't exactly trust Microsoft build quality.
I would not be surprised if it had an extendable leg to kick you in the fucking balls.
That'd be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
4K stands for 4 kicks to the nuts.
That's so much more likely than getting smooth 4K gameplay on it.
Exactly.
That's so much
for
more
the record.
legit.
Yeah, for the record, we're making fun of all consoles because we're like PC lovers, so just fucking get that fanboy shit out of their commenters.
There's a time and place for consoles. Like I liked my PS3; it was excellent. But if you want to get the best graphics, don't get a. Anyway,
Well, this is the thing. It's like I'm more comfortable on PC. So
I think the thing is once you have a PC, it's especially these days when you don't have to replace your components every 3 months to keep up.
oh, those were the old days, weren't they?
I fucking remember those days.
Oh.
But like it is relatively cheap to maintain a machine over a long period of time.
you can legitimately buy a PC. Especially I don't know how much is the.
I assume they're probably going to be like £400 to begin with.
Yeah, probably.
Because you can get like a decent PC, like if you get all the parts yourself, which I know isn't. It sounds intimidating, but it's really not that scary. For like 500 quid, you could get a PC that is like at least as good as whatever the newest console is. And then in a year's time, you could get a new graphics card, which makes it better, if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is that thing like consoles are good for people that don't want to don't want to have all that faff.
No, this is
and
I understand. I understand both sides, but I'm just I just
Yeah.
find PCs more comfortable personally.
They are
the whole
relatively
point.
cheap. It should be noted, like consoles, for the amount of power you get out of them, they are quite
But
cheap.
games are cheaper.
Well,
for
that
a PC as well.
was true.
Yeah.
Like PS3 was more powerful than a lot of PCs, but it's just not that true anymore. Like PCs are now like new consoles are not anywhere near as powerful as like high-end PCs.
Yeah, but the high-end PC that a high-end PC costs several times the amount that the console will cost. So.
Yeah, maybe.
This is true.
Yeah, there are swings and roundabouts to it.
Much of a muchness.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that once you have got a PC established and built, then upgrading it doesn't really cost that much. Whenever there's a new console like upgrade comes out, and then your upgrade will be cheaper than buying the new console. But yeah,
Swings
buying
and
one from
roundabouts,
scratch
again. Yeah, we should probably like try and stay on topic for once. I know it's hard. So there's one very important thing about E3. We've left it till last because let's face it, it's the fucking best. Yeah. The Devolver Digital press conference.
Yeah, E3 in a nutshell, basically.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Devolver Digital is a indie publisher. They come out with a lot of fun stuff, and they're a bit weird, bit quirky.
Do stuff like Hotline Miami, Enter the Gungeon, stuff like that.
Yeah, all that kind of odd but actually quite fun little indie games. They had a quote unquote press conference.
Yeah.
Which was fantastically cathartic.
You see, I don't know if it's even worth describing anything. I almost feel it's one of those things where you just have to say,
Go watch it.
Yeah, just go watch the 2017 E3 press conference by Devolver Digital. It's
I will say the tagline for this press conference sums up the whole thing. Tomorrow's unethical business practices today.
yeah.
Which I think sums up the gaming industry perfectly, and I would recommend go watching the press conference.
That is totally a real press conference. Shut up.
They show off like 2 games. Well, 3 if you count the last one.
There's like when you go into the credits, there's like 5 games that they mention. So somewhere hidden in there.
Oh
there's
yeah,
more,
well, the ones they explicitly do are the new Serious Sam top-down shooter and a game called Ruiner. They also within the thing, you see clips of Enter the Gungeon. There's Hotline Miami in the background of one bit. There is I think it's Absolver in there as well.
I believe
which is a new game called, is it like Ditto Sword?
Yeah,
or something? Which I actually watched the trailer for that one, and that looks quite cool.
Yeah, there's various bits just here and there shown. Also, one thing I like is it has a little bit of a cameo by Suda51, who was talking about earlier, and I just really what I want to believe is that they called up Suda51 and said, "Hey Suda, do you want to do something weird?" And before they even said what it was, he went, "Yes, because I'm Suda51."
I think I follow him on Twitter, and he's just a happy bloke who does weird shit.
Yeah,
It's like I can imagine he just slammed his hands on the table and just went, "Yes, sign me the fuck up." I have a camera ready. Let's
Like-
just do this.
Let's just do this. Just
so
tell me
the
what I
best-
need to say.
The best thing is we don't even need to tell you what to do. We'll just turn your camera on now, and then we'll film what you say now, and then that's it. We don't even
And
need
then
to tell
we'll
you what
use
to
it.
say.
So perfect.
So go watch that press conference. It's fantastic, and
It's fantastic.
I think
It's a fantastic summary of just E3 and just
Yeah.
this kind of like shit in general.
I think Jim Sterling said of it that it's a very good palate cleanser.
Thoroughly.
Because like once you've watched a load of E3 bullshit, then watching that at the very end kind of makes you go, okay, thank you. Other people acknowledge that this is all fucking nonsense. Thank you.
It is definitely very relaxing. But I think we've gone on for way long enough.
Yeah, I think this may end up being our longest podcast by quite a way.
Yeah, definitely.
So, have fun editing that, by the way.
That's because we had actual things to talk about rather than just inane bullshit.
Well, even then, we tried our hardest to make as much of it as we could.
It was still bullshit, but it wasn't quite as inane.
Thing is, we've actually got like several things that we could have been talking about this week as well.
Yeah. Oh well.
So we'll just have to save those for next time.
Next time when it's just
Yeah,
complete
no,
garbage.
I actually have had a few things to talk about as well, but yeah, next time's fine.
Well,
So
thank
good.
you very much for everyone listening to us ramble and talk about all these amazing games and, tomorrow's unethical business practices today, etc. Thank you for listening, and we shall catch you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.